Well, I'm too. The boy Talani Dlovu from Etakani, Extension 9. But originally I grew up here in Chicago, the space where you see around me. I'm a visual artist. I went to Brakpan High School and then went to pursue my my fine art diploma in the Vaal University of Technology. And yeah, that's about me and my art, and I'm pushing visual arts in the hood and all around the country. Art came about was me basically taking rounds the cars and trying to see how can I incorporate my art into the streets of where I grew up or where I live. And then I came across the shop which generally I grew up seeing, and it had an old artwork which was wearing off, and I went to the owner who owns the car wash behind us, and then I spoke to him. I told him, you know what, look, I've a passion for art, and I think we can do something to the place. I have a couple of ideas, and then he told me what he wanted to do, and he told me what his vision was for the car wash. So he wanted something popping, something that would be very different to what everyone is doing, guys. So and then I showed him my pictures, and then we came across my picture, my PM, and then he was like, "Yo, I love this. Tell us, show my PM now." And then I helped him pick a couple of pictures, and then Sakalang washa my PM, and then these were the first pictures that we did. Sashama PM, but then after that, the picture was still a bit empty. It needed a bit of, soul, a bit of zazasment. So we went back to the drawing board. That's when he told us about his other establishment, which is Sneaker Wash, and then he was like he would like to incorporate it into the car wash too. And then that's when Namzelana idea and sneakerless, looking like it has foam or water splashing out of it to incorporate that idea my sneaker wash. And then I showed it to him, and then he approved it. He was so happy. And then Sashayo and again my sneak, and then there was a little white potion that was left out. And then Amachita like us, they're like, "Hey man, do something for Amachita. We like us, we also want to be part of this artwork." And then that's when I decided to do Snoop Dogg with his little smokes there, and that's when that was the cherry on top of the cake. Everybody loved it, and the response was crazy. And then the whole background in it was the idea I got the owner of the place, because then he was like, you know what, in Chicago, and I want it to look like it's the real Chicago. So how about you put the buildings behind there, and then you put a big name written in Chicago there, and then that's what we did, and we tried our best to execute the best we could, and then at the end of the day, this is what we have. The business side of things, I've been pushing my business now for quite some time, but I started off a couple of years back in Limpopo. I left here Gauteng to go start it in Limpopo because I felt like there was a market for me there, and then I pushed it, and I learned a couple of things there. I learned about business management, I learned about people, and the most challenging thing that I faced while I was beginning my business or starting my business was getting to engage with people and helping them solve their problems, and obviously managing the financial side of it. And but with time and exposure and working with people, I've now gotten to a different level whereby I can meet the client's standards, and I can execute whatever the client wants and needs, and I'm accessible. You can find me on Facebook, you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on TikTok. I try to expose myself to the world, and what I'd like to see happen is me being national and then being international, internationally recognized as a South African artist, because where I come from, it's again we don't have much exposure when it comes to things like this, and we don't see many people coming out of the hood doing such things. So I'd like to be the first one to blow out and make it big, and but first I think charity begins at home. If I can paint the whole hood, and make it look beautiful, that's when I'll get the proper support that I need and the structure that I need and the exposure that I need from everyone that's interested in the art. So yeah, that's the business side of it. So in closing, to anyone who's an artist or who's an upcoming artist, you know, it's not an easy journey. Art is a very difficult thing to study because it's not every day where you get a company that's gonna hire you. So you have to put yourself out there. You have to work hard. You have to be passionate, and through the challenges that you're gonna face, one thing that you need to do is not to give up, and it's to follow your dreams, follow your passion. Anything is possible. And if you would have asked me a couple of years ago, or if you'd have told me rather a couple of years ago that I would be where I am today, I wouldn't have believed you because it was too far-fetched. It was just too far of a dream. But then I kept on dreaming and I kept on pushing and I kept on making the art. So the most important thing is to make the art, expose the art, show the people your art. Somebody will love your art, somebody will support you, and they'll definitely pay you. So that's all I have to say.